Hello everyone. Fun fact, it's tradition to put up your Christmas tree 12 days before Christmas, unless you're an absolute lunatic and put it up in November. So we're going to put up our Christmas tree developer style. So let's get started. We're going to do this purely with JavaScript, so we only have one file, our main.js file. I've zoomed all the way in so you can get a good view of what I'm typing out, and I'll explain each section as I go along. We are going to first make a function called drawChristmasTree. It's best to make the function name obvious to what it does. We will set the height as our parameter. Next we will declare our Christmas tree variable and initialize it as an empty string. We will store the tree inside this as we go forward. Our first for loop will run height times and will represent the current row being processed, starting from 0 and go to height -1. Now we can declare our spaces variable. The string will contain one space, so this will decrease the number of spaces as I increases, creating the correct space of the tree. The calculation for this is height minus I minus 1. Okay, so we can declare the row variable as an empty string. This will hold the current row, asterisks, or whatever you choose as decorations. The inner for loop is for building the stars and decorations, and will determine the number of characters in the current row. 2 times I plus 1 ensures we have an odd number of characters in a row, which will add to the tree shape. Now for our if statement, that will decide what characters are in the rows. So if, and then math random, will pick a number between 0 and 1. If that number is below 0.1, we will get 0, which represents a bubble. Else, it will be an asterisk, representing a branch on the tree. 0.1 gives us a 10% chance of getting a bubble on the tree, but you can increase it if you want. So 0.2 would be 20%, and so on. Now we need to add the rows and spaces to the tree variable, and we need to make sure we add a new line character to separate the rows. Now we have the tree, we need the tree trunk. So similar to when we did the spaces before, we will make sure the tree trunk is centered during height -1. We will declare the trunk and add a line break at the end. And then add the trunk to the end of the tree and make sure there are 2 rows, but you can add as many rows for the trunk as you wish. Before we call our function, let's make sure it logs to the console, so we will add tree inside of the console log. And then all we need to do when calling the function is decide how many rows we would like inside, and again this is down to you. I'm going with 10. This number doesn't include the 2 rows for the tree trunk. We added that inside the function, so it is fixed unless you alter the function itself. I'm going to type node in the console and then our file name, so main.js, and there we are, our Christmas tree with bubbles. As we have the bubbles set to random, once I call it again, you'll see the bubbles are in a different place each time. You can change how they look, maybe a 6 or a B, so the bubbles look like they are hanging. You could change it so the pattern is the same every time rather than random like we've got it set it to. There's quite a few options you can do to this project. I look forward to seeing what you come up with, and let me know what you did in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!